Now, one of the most attractive stocks, in my personal opinion, for the short term, is this company named Mattel, right? No, so they just came out with earnings after the bell. The stocks are not really moving up or down, but the current numbers don't even matter for this company, what they just reported. They just had a complete fundamental change in their business model that's going to change the business model for future years and kind of moving forward now at this point in time with how huge the Barbie movie is, obviously, right? And that's a potential. It looks like Barbie movie could do $1 billion plus in sales worldwide. It looks like it could do between $500 million and $700 million domestically. And those numbers might end up being conservative. We'll see how it all shakes out. So we're looking at just a huge smashing success for the company, right? And that's going to make massive licensing agreements that the company's going to be able to do and make tons of licensing revenue off of, obviously, the Barbie brand being reinvigorated. And at the end of the day, Barbie sales are going to go through the roof. And so this is going to be a very interesting dynamic. And remember, around every October, November, going into December, everybody on CNBC and everybody starts talking about like what are the big toys this year, right? What are the big toys? And everybody's going to be talking about Barbie this year, right? Halloween, everybody's Halloween costumes are going to be Barbie and Ken. Everybody's going to be talking about Barbie dolls are like the number one, obviously toy this year and those sorts of things. And so the Barbie business is going to get an absolutely epic boost, but it's not just a short-term boost. When you come out with a movie this huge, it's a multi-year boost for your company. Plus, people are going to start looking at future movies and products that they have that are going to, shake things up in this industry as well. So when I look at this company, it's in a really, really good position for at least the next several years. But I will say I'll listen to their conference call and see what's going on there. But don't be surprised if the numbers coming in over the next few quarters are more on the shocking side, especially when it comes to not just revenue, but really when it comes to EPS. Because when you have this sort of demand that they're going to have coming in, you don't have to watch price. You don't have to watch price. And if you just have something that's maybe a few dollars higher than what you would usually sell it for a business model like this, it means so much to the bottom line, it's ridiculous, and what it means to your margins overall. So, Mattel is in a really good position. I can't wait to listen to the earnings call tonight, or I'll try to listen to it tomorrow morning. We'll see what happens, but I'm really, really excited for that one. I want to say congratulations to all Meta longs, especially anybody that was buying the dip out last year, right? There was a lot of concerns. It was tough sledding. It was a tough time to go through. The stock fell all the way under $100 a share. And now we're obviously reaping the benefits. Stock was, up today. It wasn't up as much as it could have been, right? But, we were still up about $24,000 in Meta stock here today. So, $24,000 is $24,000. So I should be appreciative of that. And all of us Meta longs, congrats to all you guys, okay? Now, what happened to Meta stock here today? Because the stock was up a lot more, right? There was a moment where it looked like I could have been up $50,000 plus here today on Meta stock. So what happened, okay? Well, here's what happened in Meta stock. First off, the one thing I'll say that was kind of a good thing is it did kind of show just like a bottoming out of the stock, throughout kind of the end of the trading day, and it kind of held steady there. But what I believe happened here today is, and you can see the volume was heavy today, right? Over double the amount of shares traded that usually trade in regards to Meta. What I believed happened here today, and I think this is actually a good thing, is we got rid of a lot of the weak hands. Now, weak hands in regards to stock market, if you've never heard that term before, it's basically an expression or term of just like people that hold a stock but aren't really like in that stock for the next 3 years, 5 years, 7 years. They're like looking for a reason to sell that stock. Now, this could be because the company reports bad earnings, which certainly wasn't the case with Meta. It's just insane, right? It could also be for a reason of like they just made a lot of profit. So they're like, I just really want to take this profit, right? Which we know there's a lot of folks obviously in the market that have made immense amounts of money in Meta stock, right? And so those folks are looking out there and they're like, you know what, I just want to take my profit. I just want to take some profit. And you got a lot of that profit taken here today. Now, you compound that with a weaker day in the market in general, especially for tech stocks, and that's why that stock was up in the 4 to 5% range instead of in the 8 to 10% range like it maybe could have been. Now, for somebody like myself personally that's a long-term bull on Meta, it really is completely irrelevant whether Meta, closed today at $310 a share, $320 a share, or $330 a share. Doesn't matter if it was 310, 320, 330, I'm not selling here today, right? So it's completely irrelevant. But for a lot of other folks, they just looked at that opportunity and they said, you know what, I'm cashing out shares. And ultimately, that's a healthy thing for a stock over time, right? And so that's what happened here today. It happens with all stocks in the stock market and people just, looking to sell. And that's exactly what, in my opinion, happened here today. Now, people have been asking me recently about Fubo, right? Like, this stock is so bipolar. I mean, it's crazy. The moves you see for Fubo is ridiculous. I mean, the market doesn't even have to move much, and you see Fubo going up or down 5-10% a day. It's ridiculous. It's like the ultimate, I guess you can say, day trader stock. Like, literally, like, the moves are parabolic with this stock on a daily basis. It's insane. It's like almost every day I pull up the different stocks I own, and like Fubo is usually the biggest percentage, like up or down on a given day. It's ridiculous. Ultimately, the stock's gone up almost 50% this year, roughly, right? It's been a pretty good year for Fubo, although it's been a very volatile year. But things are about to get a whole lot more volatile with Fubo, okay? Here's what's going on. So earnings are coming for Fubo on August 4th. Okay, so obviously that's going to matter significantly to see what their subscriber numbers are looking at and to see if they're continuing to make progress on the profitability side, which is huge for this company. They've been making good progress. Investors want to see this company continue to make progress. But the biggest thing's about to come here, okay? And that is basically when you get into football season, every year Fubo sees a massive spike up in interest and a massive spike up in new subscribers signing up for Fubo. And it adds a whole new level of customer base around them, right? And the reason being is Fubo's the number one service. Like, if you're a college football fan or if you're an NFL fan, it's the number one service you got to be signed up for, okay? And so what we've seen continuously is every single fall, we see a new record when it comes to Google Trends data. Okay, including last year, we saw new records. So what we need to see this year is more new records from August to December, new Google Trends records, as we've seen, bigger and bigger bumps over time, right? And so it's going to be a very exciting time because, like I said, every single fall time you see a massive interest in Fubo spike up. And what's been amazing with Fubo is they've been able to keep those subscribers past football season. So it's not like people just sign up for Fubo from, the end of August, because at the end of August, basically what you have some NFL preseason games that some people want to see, but you have college football start. The very end of August, usually it's like the last week of August, you start having some college football games. And so people start saying, how am I going to watch all these games? Oh, this Fubo seems like the best option for that, right? And so people sign up for that. And then that continues through all the way through basically December. So it should be really intriguing to see kind of what happens here. And they've been doing a great job of just keeping their subscribers around and keeping them interested. And we'll see where the numbers shake out. But yeah, don't expect that stock to not be volatile anytime soon. It's just one of those stocks that moves huge on a daily basis.